Are you asking the right questions about your self-storage business? I've learned over and over again that the quality of your life, the quality of your business, the quality of your relationships, all of that is a function of the questions you are asking yourself. So are you asking the right questions about your self-storage business? Well, let's take a look. My name's Mark Helm, and I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy. The Self-Storage Quick Start Academy is an online resource that helps small investors get in the self-storage business or grow their self-storage business in a strategic way that creates true wealth and a fulfilling career. You can find out more about the free classes and the paid classes at quickstartacademy.com, or you can go to creatingwealththroughselfstorage.com and click the Quick Start Academy tab. But I want to talk about the questions we ask ourselves today. Literally, the quality of your life is nothing more than a function of the questions you ask yourself. So what type of questions are you asking yourself about the self-storage business? Look, I've learned the hard way that if you are not asking the right questions, you're just going to go along the drift. You're going to go along the current direction that you're heading. And I learned this very hard in the real estate business. I've been a commercial real estate agent since the mid-'80s and did fairly well as a real estate agent. I had all the ups and downs most real estate agents have with their income. I also had a property management company, but as an agent I did pretty well. And I woke up every morning and I related to myself as a real estate agent. Then in the mid-'90s, I bought a real estate franchise with a partner, and I was running the commercial real estate division. Now, I'd woken up every morning for the past 10 years or so as a real estate agent, and I bought a real estate company. So when I ask myself and when other people ask me, what business are you in? I said, well, I'm in the real estate business, or I'm in the commercial real estate business. It was pretty obvious, wasn't it? Owned a real estate company. People related to me as a real estate agent. I related to myself as a real estate agent. What business are you in? I'm in the real estate business. But that real estate franchise just kind of floundered. Was up and down, but really wasn't growing at all. And it wasn't until I really asked myself the question, what business am I in, that I really saw I was not in the real estate business with that franchise. I was in the commercial real estate agent business, or I was in the residential real estate agent business. My job as a franchise owner was to provide products and services that would help the real estate agents. I didn't ask the right questions. I didn't ask myself, what business am I in? So the moment I started asking different questions, I started getting different results. So yes, in my brokerage practice, I am a real estate agent. But in my owning a real estate company, no, I'm not in the real estate business. I'm in the real estate agent business. And when I really got that and started asking different questions, I ended up with very different results in life. I ended up selling that franchise in 2012 for a profit. So I ask you, what business are you in? Don't go for the simple answer. Don't go for, well, I'm in the self-storage business, or I'm getting in the self-storage business. Look, the self-storage business, like the real estate business I just talked about, has a lot of dimensions and a lot of aspects to it. Just saying I'm in the self-storage business doesn't say very much. So for example, I'm primarily, in my self-storage company, I'm primarily in the acquisition business, I'm in the investor relations business, and I'm in the capital raising business and the capital funding business. Those are the businesses I'm really in. I haven't been in the storage business since we got an operation manager, thank goodness. The reality was I wasn't that good in the storage business. I'm much better in the acquisition business, the capital business, That's where I can use my strengths. So have you ever really asked yourself, what business are you really in? How do you spend most of your time? No matter where you are, whether you're thinking about getting in or going for your first facility or you own 10 of them, where do you spend most of your time when you say you're in the self-storage business? Look at the past month. Look at the activities you've done. Where do you spend most of your time in, quote, the self-storage business? Write it down. Here's my bet. My bet is you're spending most of your time doing things that you like to do or that you're fairly competent at in the self-storage business. And I say self-storage business in quotes. I bet that's where you spend the majority of your time. Yes, you may have developed that skill set early on. You might not known how to analyze self-storage, but once you learned it, and you have been, let's say, in other real estate, like acquiring houses or acquiring apartment buildings, and you understand the nuances of acquisition and doing analysis, once you learned how to analyze a self-storage business, my bet is you spend most of your time doing that. So are you really in the self-storage business if that's where you spend the majority of your time? I've met a lot of self-storage owners who are literally in the maintenance business. They're not running their self-storage business. They're very comfortable, come from a construction background, let's say. They own 1 or 2 or 3 facilities. They're very comfortable out on the facilities, fixing stuff up, making it look good, enhancing the asset, and they're literally in the maintenance business. They're not paying much attention to the self-storage business. So look at where you've spent most of your time in the past month. Now, ask yourself another question. Ask yourself this question: what business should I be in? Or where should I be spending more of my time where I'm not spending my time? What business could I be in that would make a difference in growing and getting where I want to go? What activities should I be doing that I'm not doing that would really forward the game in getting me to be where I want to be in the self-storage industry? What's not happening now in my self-storage business that, if it did happen, would make a huge difference in getting me where my vision is for my self-storage business? And here's my bet. My bet is whatever the answer to that question is probably a skill set that's not your strength. You can group people in many different ways based on their skill sets and what their primary skill sets are, but try this. People are fundamentally one of 3 types of people. You're either an artist, a creator, somebody who likes to create something, number 1. Number 2, managers, people who really love to manage things, to get things in order, to have systems in place, no open loops anywhere, manager type skills. And the 3rd type of person is the entrepreneur, the person who thrives on risk, really loves taking risk. Now try on. This isn't true, but it is a good context in which to analyze your business and you and the people that you're with. Try on that everybody primarily gravitates to one of the 3, either an artist, a creator, somebody who creates something, a manager, somebody who loves to manage and organize stuff, or an entrepreneur, somebody who likes to just always be on the edge, stepping out, going and taking the risk. Try on that every business needs all 3 of them. To have a good, solid business, you need all 3 people or skills running that business. Now, which one are you? So, for example, with me, I'm primarily a creator. I like to create. I like to create businesses, create opportunities, look where there's nothing and put something there. I've said many times, I have the experience of being an artist, like literally creating companies out of nothing and growing them. That's what I enjoy doing. Now, many of you all experience in this online company I have where I support other people in getting in the self-storage business. If I don't have a lot of support, if the people that work with me aren't around, sometimes what goes out is less than optimal because why? I'm not a good manager. Yes, I'm entrepreneurial. I like to take risk. I like to step out there, but primarily I like to create. Here's the thing, leaders can come in any of the three categories. Leaders can be artists, leaders can be managers, although they usually aren't, and leaders can definitely be entrepreneurs. So leadership can emerge out of any one of those primary skill sets. So I'm not talking about leadership skills, I'm talking about fundamental ways of approaching life. Now, really, to grow any business, but primarily a self-storage business, you need to really know and be able to self-reflect and self-analyze and know what your skill sets are, what you're comfortable in doing, and where you need support. For example, if you were like me, let's say you're good at acquisitions, you understand numbers, you like to analyze, but what freaks you out is you have no idea what to do when you put your first self-storage facility into service, and you haven't either gotten comfortable with that or created a solution for that with either a vendor or a partner. Here's what I bet will happen. I bet you will analyze. You may even put some under contract, but what will happen is they'll never get to the closing table, or probably won't get to the closing table. Why? Because there's a part of you that knows something is missing, and if this closes, I've got a problem. So we will do whatever we need to do to make sure that a problem is not created in our lives, consciously or unconsciously. So figure out what's missing. When I talk about doing the business strategy session early on, in the questions that I have in that worksheet, there are a lot of questions about what are your strengths, and here's what's required to grow and get in the self-storage business, and here's what's missing. Figure out what you are good at and how you can compensate your company and yourself for what you're not good at. And you can do it with either vendors, partners, or employees. Ask yourself the question, what business am I really in right now? Look over the past month, see what you've been doing. Then ask yourself the question, what business should I be in? What activities should happen that aren't happening to forward my vision of my self-storage company? Then write that down and figure out what you can do to close the gap and close the loop on that. Where should you be spending your time? What business should you really be in? I've seen a lot of people that should have been in capital funding and investor relationships and raising capital, and they were in the acquisition business. And then when they got their first facility under contract, they couldn't close on it because they didn't have the money and or couldn't get a loan. Depending on where you are in your business, maybe you should be spending your time there rather than acquisition, even though acquisition is more comfortable and you know how to do it. Look, as a business owner, we are required to be self-aware. A lot of people depend on us. Our families depend on us. Pretty soon, if you're in the business, your employees and your customers depend on you. And if you're getting in the business, your future employees and future customers are going to depend on you. Your partners depend on you. It's critical that as a business owner, we are self-aware. We're constantly looking at, where can I grow? What's missing over here, not out there, over here, that would make the difference in growing this company? My experience is, if you're a business owner and you're not in continual growth mode, continual learning mode, continual reflection mode, your business is either flat or declining. What is the best way to be self-reflective? The best way are the questions we ask ourselves. You want different results in life? Ask different questions. What business are you in? Really? What business should you be in? Really? What's missing that if it was there would make a huge difference in forwarding your vision for your company? Really? You want different results? Ask different questions. And you can create a phenomenal future for yourself in the self-storage business. It is the absolute best business for smaller investors who want to have their own freedom, their own business. It is the best real estate play or company business play there is. But along with that freedom, along with that growing a company, comes responsibility. The responsibility of being self-reflective. So create a fantastic future for yourself in the self-storage business and ask yourself different questions, especially as we come into this new year. So thank you very much. My name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Storage World Analyzer. It is the financial analysis tool we use most all of the time to analyze the self-storage opportunities that we're looking at. So if you're not using it, explore it. I used Excel for years, still do, but mostly we use the Storage World Analyzer. It reduces the possibility of mistakes being made that I almost always make in Excel. So you can go to storageworldanalyzer.com or creatingwealththroughselfstorage.com and look at the Storage World Analyzer there. So thank you very much, and I look forward to being with you again soon.